Hi, my name is Rowan Zavatsky, and I want everyone to think about their phone. Where did it come from? What were its ancestors? Previous phones? A flip phone? That huge block people used to use in the 80s? A house phone? A radio? A Morse code transmitter? If you think about it, your phone evolved from the electrical telegraph system, developed in 1836. The purpose of the electrical telegraph system was to transmit data that would be translated into text messages. I know that our phones today do a little more than that, but that's the process of evolution, something changing and evolving with time. And I'm here to talk about how evolution isn't only for animals. Ideas evolve from each other. They change to fit the needs of the growing world. Now, I found the way that things evolve from each other boils down to the three main types of evolution. The first being the same use, the second would be the same concept, and the last being the same concept and use. What I mean by something evolving by the same use is that the thing that is going through the evolution is intended to have the same use. So it uses the purpose of an ancestor to create a better version of itself. For example, the matchlock musket. The matchlock musket is very similar to the flintlock musket used in the English Civil War, the American Revolution, and the War of 1812. But instead of using flint to light the black powder, the matchlock musket would use a piece of burning rope that as you pull the trigger would come down and ignite the powder in the plate to further ignite the powder in the barrel and propel the musket ball forward. This musket evolutionized from the bow and arrow. The purpose of the bow and arrow was to be a long-range weapon capable of damaging things by propelling a projectile. The musket used the same purpose of the bow and arrow to damage something from a ranged stance, but used a different concept in doing so. The concept of having a focused explosion using pressure to propel a projectile, instead of using the bow's method of storing kinetic energy by drawing it back and letting it go very quickly. Same use, different concept. And what I mean by using the same concept to evolve is having a different use or purpose but using the same concept of another invention. Take mining dynamite for example. Mining dynamite is used to expose resources hidden within the earth. This dynamite used the concept of igniting powder or an explosive to cause damage to its surroundings. This was taken from the hand grenade developed in the 15th century. But the dynamite had a different use. The use of the hand grenade was to be used in wars and such. Same concept, different use. My final point is evolving from the same use and concept. This is the most common form of evolution and can only support smaller changes than the first 2 points. Take a gasoline-powered car for example. Each year, there are small improvements to each model that use the same concept of an engine and the same use of getting us around quickly. Same concept and use. The evolution of ideas can use multiple concepts and uses. For example, your phone. On the surface it would seem to fit in the third point and evolve from the same uses and concept. But it doesn't only evolve from itself. It uses multiple uses and concepts to evolve. Like the evolution from the iPhone 5 to the iPhone 5S. The iPhone 5 is like most phones, touchscreen, capable of many tasks and such, but the iPhone 5S evolved to have a fingerprint scanner for security purposes. The iPhone evolved from a concept and a use from a different invention. The concept being the fingerprint scanner and the use being to have a more advanced, easier, and faster way of entering a passcode. Every invention needs both a use and a concept to evolve. So, the first form of evolution is evolving from the same use, the second form is evolving from the same concept, and the last is evolving from both the same use and the same concept. Also, evolving ideas will use multiple uses or concepts, or uses and concepts from different inventions. Once an idea uses something from another idea to evolve, the used idea becomes an ancestor to the evolving idea. But why is this all important? Why is it important to study this? This idea of evolution is what moves the world forward. It can be applied to any idea in the world. It doesn't just have to be an invention of a physical thing. But more importantly, this idea of evolution teaches us what to invent. Think of the rock. Our early ancestors found out the idea of a rock, how they could pick one up and smash something with it or throw it at something. The rock is basically the idea of a sturdy material, or a tool. Something to be more effective or efficient at a task than just using our hands. This use of a tool has been evolved for so many different things. Anything that allows you to accomplish something more effectively than just using your hands. This can include cars that help with transportation, factories that help with manufacturing, and of course, any handheld tool. This idea of a rock also fueled the concept of a hard, sturdy material that can withstand a reasonable amount of force. This concept has been used for almost everything today. So, as you can see, this idea of a rock has fueled so many inventions today, both its use and its concept. It opened up so many different paths and options for evolution. It acts as fuel for ideas. The rock acts as an original invention, like the stick or the rope or other simple ideas that were discovered a long time ago and have opened up a wide range of evolutionary ideas. I'm wondering if we have discovered all of the original ideas. If we can discover something that will open a whole new range of possibilities in the world of inventions. If someone can discover a completely different use or concept, the possibilities could be almost endless. Thank you.